If you or someone you love is facing a NICU stay, first, you're not alone, and second, you're stronger than you realize. Today, I'm sharing a NICU story, the parts that I've never talked about before. Hi everyone, my name is Roshan and welcome back to Nurture and Rest. This channel is all about the honest, unfiltered experiences of parenthood. Today's topic is more deep, it's more personal, emotional, but I thought it's time to share it with you all. Today's topic is about my NICU experience, and it's still very emotional. That experience just really shook me. Is how I can sum it up. I can still very vividly remember every little detail from the time I went into labor until I brought back the baby from home. I was induced at 38 weeks, I think, 38 or 39. I think 38, I think. Anyway, I was induced because the baby was had a low weight since the beginning, so they thought it was best to induce him. And so I was in labor. So the whole process took about 13 hours. I remember going into hospital Monday at around 8 p.m. and then the baby was actually born the following day, Tuesday, at around 3 p.m. So it was a very long process. It took me a lot of time to get dilated. So just a fair warning, this video is very emotional, very raw. Just bear with me and keep watching if you'd like to know my story. So anyway, everything was going well. I got the epidural because that's a pain I haven't experienced before. I mean, I haven't felt any kind of pain like that before. I mean, that was excruciating pain. And the first when they did the epidural, it went well. It went smoothly, but only thing I had to, for most of the 13 hours, I had to lie down on one side because the baby didn't like when I was on my back. He would, his heart rate would, I think, what do you say, heart rate, it keeps kind of dropping. So I had to always lie down on my left side. So the epidural didn't really balance out to both legs. So I was fully numb on my left and only like partially numb on my right. So I could still feel the labor pains for most of the time. And then they had to kind of come and readjust the epidural so that it kind of balanced out. And so after that all happened, I'm not going to bore you or gouge out the details, but in short, after the epidural was properly set, I fell asleep. And then I remember waking up to a lot of nurses and doctors coming in, rushing into the room. My husband had just gone out to get a coffee. Poor guy. Because that's exactly the moment the baby decided to come out. So when I was asleep, I couldn't feel a thing. I had no feeling whatsoever from waist downwards, and so I didn't know a thing. I was nicely sleeping because I wasn't getting any sleep before. And then I remember the nurses and the doctors coming in, and they were like all panicked and looking at the monitors and trying to figure out what's going on, and they were like checking me. And then so happens that the baby was crowning at that time and I had no clue. And then they were like, you need to get ready to push in about 15 minutes. I was like, okay, let's do this, finally. So yeah, and then I had I was one of the lucky people, I guess, because I only had to push for 20 minutes and the baby came out. So I'm really, really, really thankful that I had a very short delivery time. So that was one of the good things. But unfortunately, after the baby came out, I think I didn't have any milk production at that time. I remember him sucking for about 30 minutes, but I don't think any milk came out because his blood sugar kept dropping, and they were continuously monitoring for him about 2 hours. I remember I was kept in the theater, I guess. I mean, it's a normal delivery, so they have like different rooms, delivery rooms. I was kept in that room for about 4 hours with the baby because they were continuously checking, and my heart rate was elevated, and then the baby's blood sugar kept dropping. So they were continuously checking us, and then after about 4 hours, they said we could be released to the ward. And then even after we went to the ward, I remember I think I fell asleep again after the whole ordeal. And then suddenly when I woke up, they were taking the baby to the NICU because his blood sugar wasn't regulating and they didn't want to wait. So for extra precaution, they took him to the NICU, and I still can remember the nurse kind of pushing the what do you call the thing that they keep the baby, I can't remember the name, keep him in like a box sort of thing. So the nurse was just pushing him away. I saw that part when I woke up, and I was like, what's happening? And my husband told me that they're taking him to the NICU, and my heart just sank because that is not what you want after you deliver a baby, and I don't wish it upon any parent because that is like your worst nightmare come true. Your baby going into the NICU. It's a terrible feeling, and yeah, he was, again, we were one of the lucky ones because he was discharged in 5 days. I've heard stories where babies tend to stay on for months, maybe years. I was a NICU baby myself. I don't know whether genetics played any part, but I was a NICU baby myself. I was there for 1 month due to some bacterial infection. But yeah, it's, especially when you're a first-time mom, you're living away from your family. It's only you and your husband, and you have no idea what to do. You're just kind of in limbo because you've been waiting for this moment for your baby to come out for 9+ years, and you've dreamed of the day you get to come home as a family. It's not what you expect. It's very painful, and it's even more painful when you cannot breastfeed because your milk supply is low, which was what happened to me. And so luckily they had a lactation consultant. I had the best care. The baby had the best care possible at the hospital, so I'm very thankful again for that. Everything was taken care of beautifully and smoothly, and they had a lactation consultant on board, and she helped me a lot. Told me how to sort of do things to get the milk supply up and just rest. But the whole delivery part is also like it's exhausting, and especially after being there for a long time, and all you want to do is just take the baby and go home. But that didn't happen for us. Yes, so he was in the NICU, and then I got to go home after 2 days, and again, that's another sunken feeling where you go home without the baby, and then you see the crib and all the baby stuff at home, and the baby's not with you. There's a silver lining to every gray cloud, and in my situation, my silver lining was that I got to go home without the baby and rest for 5 days. I could properly rest. I got enough sleep for those 5 days. I ate well. It was yes, I had to go back and forth between the hospital and the house 3 times a day, making sure the baby was okay, checking up, trying to pump milk and take it down whenever I could. But I also got proper sleep and rest, and that helped me recover from the pregnancy well. And then when the baby did come home, I was ready. I wasn't that tired than what most mothers would feel at that time. I think the most what do you call it? The most saddest part of the whole NICU experience was seeing the baby so tiny, so fragile, his tiny legs and tiny hands, and they had put like wires to his chest, and then he turned yellow, so they had to put on the blue light, and they had like covered his eyes with like a mask so that the light wouldn't fall on his eyes, and he's in there so vulnerable, so tiny, and you're just helpless. The most helpless situation. Yeah, that's the word, helpless. Most helpless feeling is when you see your baby there with all the wires, and then them pricking his tiny leg. It was like maybe this size, his tiny leg. They would prick him to check his blood sugar, and blood would come out, and I'm like, oh, that is not what I want to see. And he's howling in there, and he's so small. But again, I'm lucky that he had the best care possible. All the nurses loved him, and he's a fighter for sure. And after 5 days, he was ready to come home and be with us. So with my NICU experience, a little advice to anyone out there who's facing the same situation. First of all, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to not be okay, as I say. And accept help whenever you can. Maybe your family is not around you like it was with me, but maybe they are. Maybe you have friends. Accept help in whatever form it comes, and that's okay, because all you need to do is rest and recover so that your baby can come back to a healthy mom and dad. Dads need rest too. It's going to be a very emotional and vulnerable time. So be there for each other. Talk it through. That's another thing that helped us. We didn't hide away from our emotions. We expressed it, and we were sad together. That's something that worked for us, and that also made us stronger. So just take it one day at a time, because that's all you can really do. It's out of your control. Take things one day at a time and just hope and pray that things will get better, because most of the time it does. And if any mom is watching this video right now, any mom or dad is watching this video right now, and your little one is in the NICU, then I'm praying for you. And I really hope that all the NICU babies get to go back to their families as soon as possible. I know this topic is very heavy, but I wanted to share my NICU experience, because NICU stories aren't often talked about. We're kind of left alone to deal with it by ourselves, and it shouldn't be. There should be a space where we can safely talk about things and come together, especially when these kind of things happen to us. And if you have any similar NICU experience that you would like to share, not just for me but for any other parents who are watching these videos. Drop them in the comments. And if you like this kind of content, the honest side of parenthood, the messy but beautiful reality of what it's like to be a mom and a dad, especially away from your home, away from your village, then subscribe to Nurture and Rest. Thank you for letting me share my story. Until next time, keep nurturing yourselves and take care, take good rest, and I'll see you with my next video. Bye bye.